and welcome to my channel. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I can't believe that I'm on book number 2. I can't believe I'm going to be filming from now on as well and doing this. We're going to keep this up. So the reason why I'm filming today and making this the first video on my channel is because I wrote another book. This is my second child, See You Tonight. And I have so many fun things I want to talk to you about when it comes to this book, and I talk about like the making and the process of this book and how it all came together. A lot of the pieces were old concepts and old pieces of writing that I had. I went into my closet and I got my accordion folder out, I got all my old notebooks out, I went through my hard drive, I went through the hard drive from my old computer, I went through absolutely everything and just spent a day picking ideas and concepts of things, because I've been writing for years and years and years, and there are many things that I thought, well, this is never going to see the light of day. The oldest concept in this book is a story I wrote when I was 13, 14 called Crybaby. The story was not how it is now. Same theme, same concept, everything, but the writing obviously is a lot better because that story is like 9 years old. Loved the concept and I didn't want to let go of it yet. Why this book took so long, because I had anticipated, I thought that I could be Superwoman and it would be done 3 months after I published I'm Not Blue Anymore. I really took that Cardi B lyric where she says drop 2 mixtapes in 6 months. I was like, wow, drop 2 books in 3 months, and that was absolutely not going to be the case, especially because it's the summertime and you're out all the time and you're busy. So when I started writing this immediately after I'm Not Blue Anymore, I definitely thought it was possible, so I said, okay, September, and then I said October of 2017, and then December of 2017, then it was April of 2018, June of 2018, September of 2018 was what I thought it was going to be, and when I thought it was actually going to be published. And then I thought October. Work was busy, everything that was going on in my life was super hectic, and I thought I would have no time to finish this up, but I really wanted it to be done, and I thought that it was never going to happen. And as soon as everything calmed down with work and in my life, I went immediately to my keyboard and just finished editing this book. I sat in my bed for like 48 hours. I did absolutely nothing but edit this book. I read every single story out loud, was happy with it, had some friends go over it, and then sent it off to the printers. My advice when it comes to self-publishing is to not get discouraged, because there were many, many, many points while I was writing that I thought that this was never going to happen. And I kept thinking about the fact that the book was going to take forever and the editing process was going to take forever. I started getting bored of my own stories, and that's because when you're going to be reading it, you're reading it for the first time. Really sat there and was like, I don't want to edit or read The Woman Wants It All and For Jane, because those were the 2 stories that I'd finished first. I was like, I don't want to read those anymore. I was sick of reading the same stories over and over again. After you read something over and over and over again, especially because you're going to be such a hard critic on yourself, all you're going to think about is, this is trash, and you're sick of seeing it. But when it came to that final 48 hours of editing, I was so happy with how they sounded and how the stories went, and all I could envision at that point was the book being done. And that was like my final like, don't get discouraged moment, get this done, was just picturing this in its final form. And when you work so hard on something and when you put all your effort into something, when you picture it in its final form and it turns out exactly how you imagined it, it's one of the most rewarding feelings. And now we can look on the inside a little bit. Like, a lot of people are so used to like my writing being, you know, a little gloomy and a little sad, and this isn't a sequel. This just really stands on its own. So the title See You Tonight came from the title story in the book called See You Tonight, and I really felt like that title story shaped the book as a whole and really ended off the fiction chapter on a positive note. And then when it came to detoxifying, I wrote it as if it was meant to be a spoken word piece. Like every italics, everything that was italicized, I had like a chorus in my head saying it out loud. Poetry, it would not be a Daniella Bessa book if there was no poetry in it. This is all recent poetry that I've written, and it's a lot lighter and happier. My favorite line in my poetry section is, Regardless of where these dreams take me, you still cannot get to me. I've had like nightmares of different things happening in my life. That line itself was one of the most important lines, I think, in the book for me, in terms of the poetry section, because regardless of where my bad thoughts and where I get discouraged and where my insecurities may, hit and jump at any point, they still won't stop me from doing what I want to do. Deep. My nonfiction, my ovary story, which is not even a nonfiction story, it's a nonfiction rant. The reason why I left the ovary story in the book, and that was the one that I was like, it's either gonna make it or it's not. And that was gonna be a last minute decision. And I asked my friends that read the book, I said, does the ovary story make sense to you? And they said yes. So I said, okay, it's going in. Final, most recent piece is the epilogue, the November 2018. And yeah, it kind of expresses how much like I enjoy taking breaks from social media, but now that I'm, gonna be marketing and promoting this, I gotta be on it, talk about some bad ovaries, one bloated stomach. I just basically talk about everything and how incredibly happy that I've been, and that it's not always easy. And I always feel like things that I do aren't enough, and I think it's important to have moments of vulnerability in your work, in your relationships, in your friendships, in your family, in your, in your job, in your body weight and everything. If you feel like something in your life, in your environment and everything is not enough, I feel like there's positivity in that because there's room to grow. And having that moment of insecurity a couple weeks ago before I sent this book off to the printers was and is important, because without it I wouldn't have been able to grow. I like that. And there's my acknowledgements page, and that's it. And that's my book. And I'm just excited, and I want you all to read it, because this is probably one of the best things I've written in a really long time. And it was so much work, but I'm so satisfied that it's here and it's done. If you want to buy my book in person, you can go to Saudade. I'll put the links below to these stores, but you can go to Saudade on Ossington and Dundas, and you can go to Common People Shop in Roncesvalles. They're selling both of them, and I'm so grateful for that, because obviously one of my ultimate goals and dreams as a writer is to walk into a store and see my books there. End goal, in an Indigo, of course, because I spend almost every Saturday at Indigo. Everything that I've worked so hard on and everything that I've wanted to accomplish has come true, and I'm so excited to see you tonight when you read it. And I think that's all I have to say. I might even make merch. I'm Jake Paul. As I was editing this video, I realized at the end that I did not film a proper goodbye. My YouTube etiquette just went out the window. So Pebbles and I want to say thank you for watching thank you. I hope you guys, enjoy the book if you buy it, and it was a lot of work, and I'm really happy that you're so fired. You can't even sit still. Thank you, and have a good week.